Hello, welcome back to the channel. Still in lockdown, so it's going to be time for another episode that I wanted to make for a long period of time, and I never really got a chance to do it because when I did get out, I wanted to take photographs, and it was to do something that I've been using for probably around maybe 5 or 6 of the last shoots that I've been on, which is a new filter system. So it's the Kase magnetic, it's the Wolverine system. This is the entire set inside in this small package here, so it's exceptionally small and very, very lightweight as well. And I wanted to share my thoughts in relation to it because there's a number of things that I like about it, a couple of things that not that I don't like, but just that don't stack up for me. But I kind of want to give my viewpoint overall on a filter system because I've had a number of people that have asked me over the weeks, what did I think of it? So I said, you know what, I'll do a review of them. So this is going to be my review of the Kase magnetic Wolverine system. To start, I suppose really, these filter systems here, they're a circular filter system. So in the past, I've used my Lee filters. Now they had got circular filters, but there was also drop-in rectangular filters as well. Whereas this system here is entirely a circular filter system, but it has a very unique aspect of it is that it's magnetic. So what you get for your lens is a little lens ring that you can put around the end of the lens, and then that acts as a host for when you have your filter, and you just take your filter, which is here, and then that just connects straight onto the front of the lens. The beauty of it is it's very easy to take them on and take them off. Now you can also as well, an advantage that you can stack multiple filters as well together because the magnetic system, they all magnetize to each other. Now, you know, you can put on a graduated ND, you can put on a polarizer, and you can also put on then as well a full ND if you wanted to, depending on the situation and depending on the light that you were going to photograph. When I got these filters, I got a pretty much full suite of filters. I got 3 different NDs, I got 2 graduated NDs, and I also again as well got the circular polarizer. And with the NDs, they're exceptionally good because one thing that I noticed is that they don't have any color cast. So if I was using any of the NDs with Lee, I kind of got a blue color cast. If you're a user it yourself, you know that, okay, it's not the end of the world, you can get rid of it in post, but it's quite annoying because when you want to be able to review the image on the back of the camera, you're not getting exactly a true representation. Whereas with these filters, in every opportunity that I've used them, the rendition that I got on the back of the camera was pretty close to what I actually saw. So there was pretty much 0 color cast, which is an exceptional thing from an ND filter point of view. As a seascape photographer and somebody who photographs their own waterfalls quite a lot, one thing I have to contend with is spray on the front of my lens. Not so much at waterfalls, but most definitely when you get to the seaside. And these filters have actually got a coating on them, which is a water repellent coating. Now, I've put these already through very, very difficult situations in Ballycotton recently, and whilst there was water splashing on it, it was very, very easy to clean it off. Just a simple wipe of the cloth and it was gone and there was no residue being left behind. What I also got as well was a small little filter cleaning solution, and this is recommended to clean your filters obviously, but then when you've got it done, put another coat on and polish that off, and what that will do is kind of help that water repellent as well to stay in place on the front of your filter. But very, very good, very, very effective as well, and it was something that I was surprised with how good it was considering the amount of spray that I got. Like I say, when I was in Ballycotton, it performed perfectly. Moving on next to the circular polarizer, and this is one that has impressed me probably the most, to be honest with you, because the polarizer is an exceptional filter. It's the only filter that you cannot replicate what it can do in post, and what it can do is it can take away the shine from the light hitting water or hitting leaves or anything like that. But when it takes away the shine as well, it also potentially allows you to be able to see through water, so you get a darkening down effect. What it also does is that it enhances the natural colors as well of foliage and any colors that are within the scene. And then when you also can turn your polarizer, you can affect the sky as well, so you can darken down the sky if you've got a very bright sky, so it can allow you to be able to get a different effect within that image. The beautiful thing I suppose in regards to this, like I said a moment ago, is that how it attaches to the front of the camera. Actually, you know, what I have in the front here, this is a Kase filter cover, so that just attaches onto the end of your lens with the filter in place, so you don't have to take the filter off then to be able to cover the front of your lens. So it's a lens cover that you get from Kase. But taking that, what we have right here is our polarizer. So The advantage, I suppose, really with a polarizer, and I don't know if you can see it, I tried it before but I couldn't do it, but if I turn it, you might be able to see how it actually changes the light and how it affects the light. So right here you can't see anything that's coming through it, but if I turn it now and try and keep it in the same place, you should be able to see through here. Yeah, so it's difficult for me to be able to explain unless it's on the front of the camera, but by twisting that and affecting the light, you actually can control the light then as well within the image, and it's the only thing, like I say, that you can't replicate in post. And I found this circular polarizer from Kase exceptionally good. And again, like I say, the simple thing is that you got your lens here, you take your filter, it just magnetizes on, so it's simple to be able to place it in front of the lens. Now the other two filters that I mentioned, and they're actually the points that I say that's not really suiting for me, is the graduated ND filter. So you can see there the top of that here is actually darkened, and then down the end there's nothing, so it's a gradation of darkening to light, and it's the same as well on the other one that I have here. So this is a 1.2, I believe. Yeah, that's a 1.2, and this one here is a 0.9. So with both of these, they both allow me to be able to control where the light actually will be affecting within the image. But as you can see here on this one, more particularly visible, you see the graduation is pretty much down the center of the filter. That's grand if you've got your horizon in the center of your frame, but for me, I generally don't. And the horizon might be actually in the top third, or even could be in the very, very top part of the image. And then what that does by placing this here is it can actually make that part too dark for the image. And another thing that I struggled with, and it's probably just me, but when I use it in harsh light, even when I was applying this, I could not see where it was actually graduating on the image. So there was a couple of shots that I'd taken when I was photographing the moon down in Benvoy, and the left-hand side of the image was actually, this was turned sideways, and I thought it was gone straight up. So I ended up with a darker one side of the image, which again, I tried to fix in post. You can do it, but I preferred not to have to do that. So I actually prefer the drop-in filters, because you can then actually vary the amount of graduating that you actually have from the image, as opposed to reliant on that itself and having to move your camera to adjust that. But you know, I think it's quite good the way they do it. It works very, very well, but it's not ideal just for my use, because I don't necessarily always have the horizon in the center or on the top third or following the rule of thirds or anything like that. But from a build quality point of view, very, very good. And again, magnetic, you know, so you can actually apply the two together. So if I just basically have the two of them here and I want to put them together, I can line them up and place them together. Now I've got a double. So that's a 0.9 and a 1.2, which can come in handy if you're shooting in harsh light. And then that just places onto the front of the camera, and my polarizing is still on here right now. And as you can see, now that just places, and I've got 3 filters on the front of the camera right now, and they're actually quite secure. They're not going to fall off unless I really pull them off, you know. So yeah, they're very, very good. Final thing I like actually really about these, as I mentioned in the outset, was that they all fit inside in this one small little pouch. But not only do they fit inside in this pouch, but because they're magnetic, you can actually stack them all on top of each other. So if I take every single one that I have here and I just very simply place them down, I can place the front cover that I had on the lens, that can go on the top of that, and then you also as well can get a back cover, which now can go onto the back of this here, and now I have protected on the front, protected on the back, and now they're all slotting as well together here into this. It's very, very small little size, so that would take up very little space in your bag. They are protected as well because it's metal and metal, so it's glass within that, or you can put it into here, which has a handy kind of a filing system within that, so you can see that you can place your filters into that and drop them in or drop them out and take them as you need them, and has a handy little clip as well here, so you can clip that onto the side of your belt or even clip it onto your tripod if you wanted to. But yeah, really, really small real estate and really lightweight as well, and they pack a big punch for what they can do. So in summary, would I recommend these filters? Yes, I would. I think they're exceptionally well built. I think the color cast is non-existent, like I said. The fact that the water flows off them quite easily is very good. The magnetic is really good. They're small, they're compact. So the whole system actually is really, really good, and I won't be using my Lee system anymore. I'm actually going to switch to the Kase system because of the versatility, how easy they are, and also as well from the price point, not very expensive. You can get more details if you look on kase.ie, and Brian Hopper will be very happy to look after you there, I'm sure. So I hope you've enjoyed my review of these Kase filters. Like I say, they're exceptionally good. If you have any questions or anything like that, ask them in the comments below and I'll try and answer them. If I don't, I'll find out the answers for you. But thank you very, very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. And until the next time, Slán go fóill.